Regards to Hud-Son bandsaws, we're Northwest agents for them, and I'll have to check current prices, but I think the price for this particular setup is about £8,000. And if you compare that to other brands which are available, it makes a pretty good comparison, I think. I mean, don't get me wrong, this is in some ways a very basic machine, because you actually provide the motive power yourself. But the beauty of that is that you feel how the bandsaw is performing. If the saw itself is sharp, it feels easy, and if the saw is starting to get blunt, you actually feel it yourself, and I think that's actually a bonus. So you're not paying for a mechanical system to help you run at less than optimal setup, because the setup, it's just like a chainsaw, the setup is everything on these things. But as you can see, it's got a nice, I think it's a 21-foot bed, which means that once you've factored out the length of the bandsaw, you can cut 18-foot planks on there. I think the one that's on it will be about 14 or 15 foot. That's a nice 6-inch square beam of cypress. Lovely stuff to work with, very light, very strong. And all these Leylandii which get felled, they should be converted into beams, if only because Japanese know a thing or two, living in a highly earthquake zone. They tend to use cypress, variations of cypress, as the main beam down the centre of their properties. So that would tell me that it's got some pretty good engineering properties. But you know, anything, the beauty, the utility, and the value of these pieces of timber can be unlocked very quickly, very easily. And just as a point, unlocking this beautiful beam out of this piece of cypress, which was actually like that before, it's about that size, we produced all these useful offcuts. So I'm guessing that beam there has got to be worth 120 quid, and these offcuts have actually got to be worth another 50 or 60 pounds. So between those two stacks, we've got 180 pounds worth of timber converted from something which looked like that in about an hour, maybe an hour and a half, using one of these. So the beauty of this is it gives us a whole new line of income, and it allows us to turn the trees that we have to cut down into stuff that people can make practical and commercial use of. So like the old whaling adage, I suppose our motto is nothing is wasted but the tree. So Hud-Son bandsaws, and come and talk to us about a deal, because these things are worth buying and worth using. That's the most important thing. And of course, if you're a contractor, you know, getting a mobile unit means that you can go out and do contract tree cutting for people. So it's a service that you can actually trot out to other people. I mean, obviously we've got wagons with cranes, and they're really useful. I wouldn't do the job without them nowadays. But if you haven't got a wagon with a crane, all you need to do is take the bandsaw out to the tree. And there's a version, this is a road trailer one, but you can get exactly the same thing without the wheels on, where this bed sits on the deck and would usually get bolted down onto a concrete floor. And equally well, you can go and set that up on a